G'day, groovers. Bit of condensation on the windscreen, creating a bit of a Monet-style painting. Monet. Oh, I'm going to need a bit of... It's got a bit steamy in here. It's currently 12 degrees. Oh, shit, before I drive, I'm going to change my clock in my car. Daylight savings doesn't change itself. All right, that's it. Otherwise, I'd be freaking out. I'd be like, fuck. Hey, Trixie Attention. Hello, Morgan. Vroom, vroom, let's go. Look at this day, groovers. Look at this day. I'm off to work. It's going to be a lovely 23 degrees Celsius today, and I'll be spending it in the office. I'm actually looking forward to getting into work because I know I've got so much work to do, which is, there's a lot to do, which is good because I'd rather to do. Hey, pickle, g'day. Where's hello? Hi, Raven. Nutsy. Don't forget to shout at me in capitals when we hit the freeway. I was just thinking when I cranked up the live that Casper commented on how good my sound was yesterday when I was live, or the day before. But it's always good if I'm just doing slow speeds around the suburbs. It's when I'm on the freeway. There's just a lot of peripheral noise. So how have all of your Easters been? Are you all in Easter comas? I jumped in the car and I was like, Monday morning, off to work we go. And I'm like, it's bloody Wednesday, you idiot. And I don't even work Mondays normally. I'm working next Monday. I work Mondays when the partners are down in Hobart because that's when the direct flight is. So this week, today, tomorrow, and then back on Monday. So I've got a 3-day weekend, which would be nice. My windows are a bit fog-armored as well. Show it. Get your Facebook massage. What, in Messenger? Or, I don't know, pickle. And which Facebook? I've got 2 Facebooks. I've actually got 3 Facebooks. One for my Smooth Criminal podcast channel that I haven't looked at for a year, I reckon. Well, no, not a year, but probably 6 months. Three-day weekends are good. I mean, that's the beauty of working part-time. Every weekend's a long weekend for me, but I do like getting these little breaks to get other stuff done. Oh, it might be a message request. All right, I'll have a look. I didn't check that folder. Thanks for sending me a message, unless it's nasty, and then I'll be like, wait, hey, pickle, what you doing? So did everyone end up in chocolate Easter egg comas over the weekend? My sister and I went... Yeah, no, the one linked to the YouTube channel is the right one. That's the one I check. I've got another one that sort of just does nothing. I kind of, like, my original Facebook page ended up with a heap of listeners. And they used to message me at, 3 in the morning, not 3 in the morning, at 10 o'clock at night and say, why are you still awake? You've got to get up at 3 to do your radio show. And it's like, fuck off. I can go to bed whenever I want. Don't question my bedtime. So then I created a separate one that was just for family and friends. And I was gradually going to build that one up and delete the other one because it was just riddled with listeners. But I ended up going back to the original one because that's where I created a Facebook community. And if I deactivated it at the time, I don't know if they've changed things, but at the time, if I deactivated it, it would have deleted my groups. And I've got like 15,000 people in them. So, yeah, long-winded story. Very boring too. No choc here. I need a samosa. got a hankering for some savoury food there, Ruth? Why aren't you having a mimosa? Hit the cocktails. Hey, I drank some gin with my sister. She brought this gin down. I only had one gin and tonic. I still can't really drink much, and I'm not worried about it, but she brought this gin down. It's made by a Tasmanian distillery called McHenry, and it's called Butterfly Gin. And in the bottle, it's just absolutely amazing. Anyone who's my Facebook friend will be able to see it because I posted it on Instagram, and my Instagram posts to my Facebook. But it starts out in the bottle as this really stunning blue, like the colour of the sky. And then when you add tonic water, it changes to pink, or in our case, it was more purpley. And it was really yummy. It's a beautiful gin, but it's a gin with a party trick. And it's pretty gorgeous photos. Like, even I was really proud of myself. I got a photo of my sister pouring the tonic water into the glass, and it's just a really cool shot with the line of tonic water going down in the glass. But yeah, so it starts out this iridescent blue colour. Then you add the tonic water, and then it goes pink. Butterfly gin from McHenry Distillery. Like I said, it's gin that comes with a party trick. So as usual this morning in my shower, I was just what's happened over YouTube in the last few days, especially with my sister here, because I didn't do any YouTube viewing, listening, or living. It is neat, pickle. But I like to listen, see what's been happening, and I stupidly put on a Chris Watts fucking live that happened yesterday or the day before, I don't know, in the last few days. We're like flies to a dog poop with Chris Watts. Anyway, there were two people on this live that I'm not really into. I think they're both really annoying and difficult to listen to because they talk over the top of each other. One of them was very defensive and explaining herself, where I think he was really trying to just have a conversation. But even so, they're both just, I can't handle people talking over the top of each other. Like, it happens in conversations. But when it's happening all the time, oh, my God, it's so painful to listen to. So it was just Larry and Lana who I was listening to. And I swear to God, the second I got out of the shower, I was dripping wet. I was like, I can't listen to you two. You're actually incredibly difficult to listen to because you just won't stop talking over each other. And I'm sorry, when you're talking over somebody and then they say, hey, can I just finish my point? And then you're like, go ahead. It's like, let him go ahead without, anyway. So that's my drive therapy, is YouTube etiquette. Is there any? No, there's very little. So if any of you YouTube observers see things that happen on YouTube that you think is rude, like, just where the fuck are your manners, people? That's what we're talking about this morning. Netiquette. There's not a lot of etiquette on the internet. So yeah, I thought while we're stuck in traffic, we could all offload about things that we see happening out in the YouTube world that we think is a bit rude. And I think talking over people, like I said, it happens in non-scripted conversations, but it is actually very difficult to listen to. And I mean, I think both of them are just away in la la land with all their theories and everything about what's. But it doesn't mean I don't want to hear them and have a bit of a chuckle. Or maybe go, oh, that's an interesting point. But when you've got two people on a panel, or three or six or 10, whatever, and none of them are able to just shut their traps for a minute, shut your pie hole, and let the other person speak, I find that incredibly unbearable. YouTube's made you harsher. Yeah, I think I went down that road a bit last year, and then I was like, you know, revisit what I what I'm using YouTube for, and who I want to listen to, and what I want to get out of it. And last year, for the most part, I did a weekly podcast on my other channel, and that was sort of my YouTube creative outlet. I did still do cooking and lives. I was doing Zoom parties for friends. You know, this is all when we were self-isolating. Like, I still did stuff on YouTube, but yeah, I certainly had to take some time out and work out which channels were worth listening to and which ones were worth abandoning. Because if it makes you angry, I'm all for a good heckle in the morning. Get that energy out, you know. I walked along the beach this morning and felt amazing. And it's like, is there anything I need to just process and let it move on by before I head home? And I was actually all good to go. And then I've got this thing of listening to some random YouTube thing that I've missed overnight when I jump in the shower. And then you're actually, I don't have long showers, but you're captive. If you're washing your hair or something, you're stuck listening to it. But I just can't handle the talking over the top. It's like you've probably both got really important points you want to make or things you want to say, but it's lost because you're fucking hard to listen to. Maybe there's a reason to prepare us for something else in life. Or you mean like being on YouTube is going to give us coping skills for some adventure that's coming up that's far more important and has a purpose. Yes, I did say purpose. Purpose. I do know how to say it. I'm just being silly. So yeah, as a sub, I mean, I used to annoy me that there was a lot of talking over the top, but the thing is, it doesn't stop. Now, if you're having a normal conversation with a real human being, and you're both a bit excited about something, and you start talking over the top of each other, at some point you go, okay, you go, and or like I'll let you chat. I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off, and then you stop doing it. Why doesn't that happen on YouTube? Where are the manners of the YouTube world? And also, if you're going to have someone on your panel to interview them, it's really important to say to them at the start, I don't want you to get defensive about points I'm raising. I'm trying to interview you and have a conversation with you. You don't need to cut me off mid-sentence and justify shit. Like, let's just chat. Your sister does that shit. Look, I do it. I know I do it. I get very excited about stuff. And when I was self-isolating last year and it was just me at home with Biscuit, if I went out and caught up with people, I talked like a bloody express train and wouldn't shut up, and my sentences would go forever. But I observed it and went, Tori, calm down. But I was just so excited to be talking to another human being. But I think we all do it. But, you know, it's recognising it in a conversation and saying, oh, God, just listen. Listen for a minute. But that Lana and Larry thing was really unbearable. I don't even know what they were trying to make a point of because neither of them really finished many sentences. Other than this channel, I hate when people yell in chat over and over. Oh, because of the capitals. Yeah, I leave too, pickle. It's painful. Yeah, the yelling in chat to try and get your comments spotted. I mean, that was the whole point of super chats, was to have an opportunity. If you thought you had something important to say, you could pay a little bit and it'd be highlighted, and the chances of the creator seeing it significantly increased. Oh, the drinking. Yeah. I mean, some of those big panels with like 10 people on it, no way. They're usually the screamers that are on those panels too. And it's like, fuck, 10 of you all screaming like banshees at each other? No, thank you. No, thank you. Um, but yeah, netiquette. I mean, I also find if you're watching a live and the creator is talking about something incredibly personal to them, um, and they're getting, a lot of support in chat, what's with the person that comes into chat and makes some comment about what's going on in their lives and keeps talking about it? Like, that's a shitty conversation skill right there. That's what I thought super chat was for. If you've got a question that you really want to ask and you're hoping to get an answer for it, then super chat's the best way to do it. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some creators out there, not so much in the communities we all met in, but other communities that I move in, who never acknowledge super chats even. They don't even read them and they don't thank the subs. I was showing my sister one night how to do a super chat, and it was in that Lookner channel, the agenda-free TV, and he didn't read it out and he didn't even thank me for it. And I was like, you're a prick. Yeah, the mega panels are a nightmare. And also, here's another thing, since we're on the netiquette, I'll change the title of this video when I get to town. But shit, where was I going with it? Now I've forgotten. Oh, if you do go on panel, and this is something that maybe I'm a bit irritated by it, because of breakfast radio, you just couldn't do this shit. Because listeners would stop listening, hint, hint. But if you go up on a panel, can you not be doing the fucking dishes or buffering your nails or playing your YouTube channel so there's an echo? Like, when I first went up onto a JS for Justice panel, I was so fucking excited. And I was on my best behaviour. I just sat there quietly. I spoke when I had questions asked of me. I mean, I'll give her credit. She actually muted all of us until she wanted to chat with us. But, and I don't know why creators don't do that, but I will leave a live in a heartbeat if there's all this fucking background noise and fidgeting and like, just, can you just sit still and focus on what you're doing for a minute? Even capitalizing one sentence. I don't know what that's in reference to. There's a damn limit though. But yeah, the background noise, people, because I can't concentrate, and I've seen YouTube creators who are like me who find it really difficult to focus when you've got some dipshit jumping up on your panel who can't just sit quietly in a chair and chat. They've got to be bloody chopping wood or fucking doing the dishes or crackling or just having their YouTube on in the background. Like, do people not know by now that when you go onto StreamYard, you can hear through StreamYard and you need to shut your YouTube down or mute it? Like, how long does it take for people to learn that pretty basic lesson? just read it out and recorded it, because if I'm actually trying to say something that important or something that matters, chat, you can just suddenly go off on and I go on massive tangents. So does my sister. We were saying last night we need to carry little notebooks when we're chatting. So if the conversation suddenly shifts, which I'm really bad at segueing, or good, I don't know which way you look at it, but we've got a little list of what we were chatting about to come back to it so we can finish that conversation. Good point, fixing tension, but then why do they get up on a panel? Like, just go live on your own frigging channel and see how quickly people stop listening, because you're always making noise. No, and I think I agree with you, Ruth. I don't think they give a toss, and I think that they also, they're thinking about themselves. And look at me, I'm up on a panel. They're not thinking about how shitty their behaviour, like it's the creators losing focus and chat's getting shitty, and they don't care, because it's like, I'm up on the panel. Look at me. Here I am with important things to say that none of you can hear because of all the background noise. That's me trying to sound angry. I'm not very good at getting angry or shouty. It's not in my nature. My sister was like, why don't you ever yell at people? It's like, I don't know. It's just not my thing. Oh my God, Ange and I were out on the deck last night, or the night before, because I'm sort of training Sunny to know that she's an indoor cat and the deck is out of bounds for her. And I've got to say, she's been amazing. Like, she'll come to the sliding door, but as soon as we walk back in, she just backs away. And she's also been coming out into her enclosure and hanging out in there with us. So she sort of knows if she wants to be out on the deck, she can be out on the deck. It's just got to be in her enclosure. But Ange and I were sitting there having a chat, and the next thing, this friggin' huntsman spider came down on us like a single web. I have never, ever seen a huntsman using a web like well, not a web, but, the spidey shit that comes out of their buttholes. It came down like not Incy Wincy spider that went up a water spout, but, just a classic picture of a spider just coming down. And Ange is arachnophobic, but she did have some sort of reversion therapy or whatever it's called, and she's a lot better now than she used to be. But anyway, so this spider just comes down on a solitary thread and lands on the deck right between the pair of us. And so she's jumped up and gone, no, no. And I went and just got a broom and swept it off the deck. But it was creepy. Only moments before, Sunny, who was in her enclosure, sound asleep on the rug on the bottom of it, got I don't know whether she was having a bad dream or if a bug landed on her or something, but she woke up, jumped about a foot in the air, all feet off the ground, and then sort of went backwards and landed against the scratching post that's in there, and then that smashed against the side of the metal enclosure, like the cage, and made a racket. So something had given her the jitterbugs. Then this friggin' spider came down, and then we were still recovering from that. And then this flock of tiny little birds flew over my roof, and this bird shit came down and went between my sister's legs and hit the deck. And we were just like, no, this is too much. This is too much. And there's a bit too much nature going on right now for this to be relaxing. And then Ange said, okay, things happen in threes. So Sunny's had her freak out. We've had the spider. Now we've had the bird shit. That's got to be it. And then as she was saying that, a bird landed on the railing on the deck. And I'm watching the bird thinking, I hope it just walks along the railing and just walks past where Ange is sitting. The next thing, this fucking bird chooses to fly not off the railing and away from the deck, but along the deck at like head height and misses my face by about a centimetre. And Angie's got her back to this bird, so she's looking at me, and my eyes have ended up as big as saucers as this bird is pretty much flying straight at my head. And then misses me by, and she's like, nah. Maybe it does mean good luck. I know if a bird shit lands on you, that's meant to mean good luck. Someone clearly got shat on by a bird and went, let's find a silver lining in this because this is shit, literally and figuratively. I'm good with all spiders except the venomous ones. They do get squashed by me. And I still think that's more merciful than spraying them with, like, a horrible chemical nasty spray. Like, just squash it with your foot. Put it out of its misery and eradicate that venomous fucker from your home. But other spiders, I do the glass and postcard trick and put them back out. I did a huntsman the other night, but poor fucker lost half a leg in the process. But I need to make a nature show. Yeah, I used to go live a little bit. There's a few lives really early on my channel where I'm out with the possums, giving them little bits of apple at night. But yeah, it was just hilarious. It was like first Sunny went from being sound asleep to in the air with all her hair standing on end. Then the spider just decides to come down on its little twiny thing sticking out of its ass and just land on the deck between us. I could not believe the accuracy of the bird shit. Like, it missed Angie's head, it missed her body, it missed her legs, it went straight between her legs and splattered on the ground below. And then this bird that for some reason, like, there's two human beings leaning up against a railing and a deck in chairs. We're in chairs. But why would you choose to fly between us and the house? It's not, I mean, it's not a narrow space, but it's not wide. Why would you choose to go that way and not just fly off the railing and across the garden like every other bird has done in the 7 years I've lived there? Yeah, sprays are cruel. I'm about to hit the big freeway, so feel free to yell at me in chat. It's not it's not a bad behaviour thing. It's a help Tori the blind read while I'm driving. I had a really nasty spider bite. I didn't end up in hospital, Trixie, but that sounds hideous. I had to have a tetanus shot, and it took a few days for my arm to return to some semblance of normalcy. It was completely numb, and it was awful. And the bite just sort of ended up putting this little crater on my arm. It was pretty bad. My sister was telling me my niece got bitten on the leg and had the same sort of crater thing. It's gross. That was a white tip that I got bitten by. It was bloody painful. But the tetanus shot actually hurt more than the bite. So I didn't see the road limit speed. So I'm just going to sit on 80. I think it becomes 110 further up. Oh, Pickle, you had a nasty bite too. Yuck. See, through the conversation, I started chatting pities. They can be really awful bites. We've got so many venomous spiders here too, but white tips are bad. All right, I probably won't be able to read chat for the next 5 minutes, maybe 10. So I'll go back to Etiquette for a while. Sorry that my sound will be pretty bad at the moment too, because I'm cruising down the highway in the hot, hot sun. Hello, Pegasus. Uh-oh, someone's been shot on their face. That's nasty. Nasty bird. So we ended up going inside because we decided nature was having too much fun with us. We didn't stay around to find out what the next little gift was going to be. We just went, okay, nature, you've won. And we retreated to the safety of the home. So there was another YouTube thing that I heard. It was Wendy V. I didn't listen to all of it, but it sounded like Randy having a go at a sub, and then somebody responding about how subs are allowed to have their own opinions and all the rest of it. I sort of got the gist of it was that Randy was having a go at a sub for not sort of backing her or just being 100% supportive. I don't know, but I've talked about that on my channel a lot, where creators can sometimes be very proprietary about their subs, and to go live and sort of call out an individual sub because they're not supporting you, or I mean, I don't know the background, I don't know whether the sub was being a dickhead, I don't know, but somebody clearly did or said something that pissed her off. Subs come and go. I've left so many channels that I used to listen to all the time because I just find them really boring now, and I'm so sick of hearing middle-aged women fighting over every fucking sentence another creator says. It's just boring. I don't care. If they suddenly went live talking about how they're volunteering or they're doing something for their community or they've got a job that's making a difference, whatever I'll go back there in a heartbeat. But if they're just going to keep going live over and over and over and over and over again, carrying on like bitchy little schoolgirls, I'm not interested. Shut up, move on, do something constructive, help people, change people's lives, anything, make things, cook things, just fucking anything. So yeah, I don't know the full story behind the Wendy V thing, but it was a point that I've made a lot, which is, you know, subs are basically, you don't have a channel without subs. Subs come and go, and if you're going to get fucked off every time a sub doesn't like something you've done, you'll end up with no subs. I don't know why some creators think that if you are a sub to their channel, you've got to support them in everything they do. It's such a cesspit of massive egos, YouTube. I mean, even me going live, I question it and think, is this about me just, you know, I want to go live and I want people to listen to what I've got to say. And I feel a bit uncomfortable at times that it's a bit egocentric. But then I think, well, if I'm actually talking about something topical, or we're cooking, or we're talking about observations we've made on YouTube or whatever, it's not just me going live talking about myself incessantly, I hope. But I would never go live for hours on end just critiquing every sentence that someone on YouTube who doesn't like me has said about me, and do it for months on end and years on end in some instances. Oh, no, you've got the right. Hey, look at this clear run I'm getting. I've got a feeling quite a few people. It is school holidays. That's the pennies just dropped. Look at the difference in the traffic peaks to when it's school holidays. Like, we would have been banked up way back before the Mornington roundabout. At this time, I'm going to be in the city an hour before, not an hour, but nearly an hour before I start work, which is cool because I want to go and get a green smoothie. I didn't have an apple or enough greenery to make a green smoothie at home. So I'm going to go and bar one. Oh, thank you, Lady Pegasus. We love you too. Sunny girl's so cute. Oh, Sunny's got a middle name now. Do you want to guess what it is? We gave Sunny a middle name yesterday. Well, I did. So was it yesterday or the day before? But it got approval straight away from my sister. See if you can guess Sunny's middle name. I think you've got to give your rescue cats a middle name so that you've kind of, because she's obviously already named when I got her. God, I'm so stoked her name is Sunny, because people keep giving me things with suns on them, and I love suns. Like, so there's lots of sunny, pictures with or things that have just got a sun on them, but lots of yellow cards and wrapping paper, and I love yellow. Blue's my favourite colour, but yellow is a very close second, but I can't wear it. So I've got a few yellow things around the house. Sunny days? No. It's not sunny days. We might even go for a little drive around the docks since I'm in nice and early. But yeah, can you see the difference between the traffic when it's school holidays? Crazy. Sunny flower? No. Cute though. I'll give you the initial when I get over the bridge if nobody's got it yet. But she's a gem. Oh my God. She was blissing out on the that 1.5 love seat that I've got the other night, and like totally putting on a show for my sister. Look at me and how cute I am, and look at my white curly belly, and oh my God, she was blissing out. And I actually looked at my sister, I'm like, I wonder if she's gotten into some catnip or something. Like, she was off her face almost. She was just lushing out hardcore, rolling around. Oh, Sunny B, you're close. You're close, Pickle. The middle initial does start with B, and we've been calling her Sunny B. Sunny Shine, no. Sunny Sunshine, no. But Sunny B is really close. And we have shortened the middle name, so she has been getting Sunny B a little bit. What is B for? Something very connected to me and all of you too. Sunny Beautiful, no. Sunny Bird, no. Sunny Beach, no. I'm nearly over the bridge. I'm going to give you another clue. It is a bit strategic because I have accidentally called her that a few times. Sunny Beach Girl, boho, no, but she is Sunny the Boho Beach Cat on Instagram, if anyone wants to follow her. Brat? Oh, yes, we're all brats around here. Traces of brats. There's not even traces of brats. There's absolute blatant presence of brats. No bitch. She's not a bitch. Well, I wouldn't call my cat Sunny bitch. No, think of her sister. Think of her sister. Who's Sunny's sister? Can't read chat right now. Traffic's a little bit cray-cray. Sunny Burrito. No. Vicky. She's Sunny Biscuit. She's Sunny Biscuit Hodgman. I gave a little nod to her sister because I have called her Biscuit a couple of times. So has my sister. They're like, oh, Vicky. And it's like, oh, shit. But so I was like, okay. She doesn't mind. She doesn't actually answer to Sunny. She does answer to Moogie, which was also Biscuit's nickname. And she answers to Biscuit. So I thought, okay, at least if I give it to her as a middle name, if I call her Biscuit accidentally, it's still one of her names, right? So, yeah, so she's Sunny B, Sunny Biscuit. She likes it. She's like, yeah, man. She's so chill. If she was a human being, she would be Alexis Rose from Schitt's Creek. I shouldn't have said that straight after the chill thing, because when she's all hyper and silly and a bit bimbalina, that's when she's very Alexis Rose from Schitt's Creek. But yeah, if she was a human being, she would be Alexis Rose from Schitt's Creek, but toned down a level because she's very chill. But unless she's got the zoomies and then she's batshit insane. Sunny Biscuit girl, yeah, Sunny Biscuit, Sunny Bay. Thought it was a good little nod to her sissy as well. So when I register her at the vet down my way, that's her name. She's going to have to go to a vet, I think, in July for a shot. Little detour around the docks since, yeah, it's not even 8 o'clock yet. But at least you guys have all seen how different the traffic is when it's not bloody school, because when it's school, the roads are full of cars, massive four-wheel drives and SUVs with one tiny little kid sitting in the back. There are school buses here, but so many kids get driven to school. And, yeah, just the difference in the traffic, it's insane. I wonder when school holidays ends. I hope it doesn't ever end. Quick little zip around the docks area because I just think it's so pretty at this time of the year. Well, it's lovely all the time, but anyone new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. I've got a goal to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, and we're over 900 now. We can do this. We can do this. Maybe I should say 1,000 by the end of the financial year. But yeah, if you're new to my channel too and you're wondering where we are, we're driving around Hobart, Tasmania. It's a work day for me, and I got into town a bit early and I thought I'll show you some of beautiful Hobart. So on the left we've got the Mac 1 Hotel, MACQ01, which has won several Best Hotel in Australia awards. There's hotels on the right, straight ahead. This is the docks. Hobart is a the Bouncy Bridge. Hobart is a working port. Nestled at the base of Mount Wellington. Don't hear sirens a lot in this city, but it's a fire engine. So we're down around the waterfront right now, obviously. Lots of fishing boats and punts where you can buy seafood caught this morning. There's lots of piers with restaurants and bars to the left. And I wanted to come along here too to see if we've got some autumn leaf foliage happening, but all of these trees straight ahead around Parliament House, that's Parliament House lawns in front of us, should be orange and yellow and, you know, all the autumn colours by now, but they're not yet because our summer just doesn't seem to want to end. Not that I'm complaining. But, yeah, oh, there's the fire engine. If there's any fire engine spotters. Two fire engines. Must be bad. Both of our fire engines are out. And then some of you might know Tasmania has Salamanca Place and Salamanca Markets. That's where we're sort of are now. I'll drive along Salamanca. It's got all these beautiful sandstone buildings and lots of bars and restaurants. We've still got plenty of tourists here because it's school holidays, but they don't block the morning traffic. Oh, the fire's just up there. I'll be turning right just up here anyway. I'm not being a fire engine. I can't see any smoke anywhere. There's a fire alarm going off though, so who knows? But yeah, so this is Salamanca Place here, and it's just all these beautiful old convict-built sandstone buildings that were originally warehouses, for flour and wool and all of the produce of the island. Hey, Nada. Very well today, thank you. Just taking you for a little quick tour around Salamanca. Just going to pull over because there's a person who wants to get to work quicker than me. But yeah, I'm heading to the car park now, but I thought I'd just do a quick little drive around the waterfront. But lots of bars and cafes along here. I'm going to go back around the docks one more, just a little way, just for a bit more scenery. Then we've got courts to the left, and then Parliament House just through there, that sandstone building to the right. But yeah, it's beautiful down here, and you can walk down here for lunch and sit on the docks and eat fish and chips or fish and salad or whatever you want for lunch, and look at the harbour. It's pretty chill. It's not a very big city, so it doesn't take long to walk down to the waterfront. How have you been, Nada? Thanks, Lady Pegasus. I do check chat when I can, as you all know, but I do miss a lot of comments. But I do sometimes play it back and just put me on mute and read all the comments and make notes in case there's something worth chatting about next time, or just acknowledging things that I've missed. But yeah, all of these trees normally now being autumn would be red, and it looks like they're slowly changing colour, but it doesn't look like autumn in Hobart at the moment. I'm heading to work, Nada. Oh, you had a weekend camping. How lovely. Isn't camping good for the soul? I love it. I love that you go camping and the little backpack of possessions you take with you, and it's the simplicity of camping, and you realise we don't need all the shit we've got in our houses to survive. Like, that's what I used to love about backpacking, and think you don't need all this crap. Like, it doesn't actually, human beings don't really need a lot of stuff to live. Yet we fill our houses with crap. I bet you feel refreshed. It does sound lovely. My neighbour messaged me this morning. We were going to try and catch up over Easter, and she decided to go away in her camper van. I do miss having a camper van, but at the end of the day, I also live in a very beautiful beach house. I sort of feel like I'm on holidays down there anyway. So I just can't believe I can believe the lack of traffic. I hope you're all like, fuck, wow, check it out when it's school holidays. Look at the roads ahead. There's barely any cars. We're normally bumper to bumper through here. Parents need to start taking groups of kids with them in the car, like to school, not all individually taking them. You camp in an RV. Well, yeah, but it's still simple living, I reckon. I love it. But yeah, look at the traffic or the lack of it. Like there's none. I know a lot of people have added Wednesday, Thursday, Friday as annual leave, so they could have a really good break with Easter in the middle. But yeah, it's insane. It's insane how different. It took us like 35 minutes to get to town this morning. Normally it takes me an hour. It's a huge difference. Look at like for me to even get up to the top of this hill, we're normally just tucked in down the bottom till the traffic lights change. So yes, what have we ascertained? We've ascertained that panels where people talk over the top of each other are unbearable to listen to, and creators need to be a bit more mindful of who they put on their panels and also how they conduct interviews and discussions. And a few little guidelines at the start, like when we used to interview people on radio, you just give them a few guidelines at the start. But creators need to listen, and so do panelists. Like it's not who can talk loudest and the most. It's not like some sort of competition. What else did we talk about? People that shout in chat, not on mine, because anyone that goes live and drives, like writing in capitals helps us immensely. But yeah, people in an ordinary chat that put everything in capitals so their comments stand out. That's a bit annoying for some of you groovers. I don't like the people that come into a chat and derail chat and talk about themselves, especially when it's a creator is talking about something really personal to them, or there's somebody on panel that's been having a hard time, or somebody's died and there's a creator talking about that, whatever. When somebody comes in to those sorts of chats and starts talking about whatever's going on in their world and doesn't stop talking about it, that's rude. You wouldn't do that in a normal conversation. If you're catching up with friends and one of your friends is pouring their heart out about something, you don't just go, oh, we're having fish and chips for dinner, and then say it 30 times over. It's kind of rude. I mean, my channel's a vlog and a conversational, observational sort of channel, so I want the chat to go off in different directions most of the time. But if I'm pouring my heart about something and all of the chats talking about it, doesn't really happen on my channel that much, to be honest, but I've seen it happen on other channels, and it's like, wow. Maybe go live on your own channel, or if you don't have one, maybe create one and you can talk about what you're having for dinner. This guy's standing right where I park, and I go in that little bit. So cute. Nice dude, thank you, mate. There's a cute Tasmanian boy with a little dog. Yeah, we're at work now. Well, I'm at the car park at least. You had a company chauffeur collected a lot of us kids in Malawi for school. Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? Carpooling. I mean, there are buses here, but it's just that new generation. I mean, we used to walk to our primary school, and then when we started going to school in town, we caught a school bus. That was just what you did. You didn't get driven to the front door of your school every day by your mum in a big friggin' SUV, and you're sitting in the back with your gigantic backpack that's three-quarters of your size, with all your shit in it, and every other kid in school's also being driven by their parents. It's weird. A, it's bad for the environment, but B, it also makes traffic unbearable. Like, we got into town so quickly this morning because it's school holidays. It's a massive difference between normal driving and the driving today. Just finding me some tinted lip balm. go in there. I don't have any tinted lip balm with me. I don't know where I've left it. That's all right. I'll just put plain on. I'm not a crazy over the top makeup kind of girl. When I was in elementary, I used to have to cross a highway. Yeah, no one drove you. Yep, 30 minutes to walk. It didn't take us that long. It took us like 15 minutes. But even so, we were little tackers and off we'd go. And I know that there's safety issues now and all the rest of it, but school buses pick you up at your house and drop you off at your house. Like, I mean, the public transport buses don't, but dedicated school buses did. But now it's like, yeah, the traffic's insane because everyone's driving their kids to school. Exactly, chatting with friends. It was great fun. And that's the thing, like these kids sort of, what happens when they actually leave home and they do need to start catching buses to uni or whatever? It'd be such a shock to the system. They'd probably insist on their parents buying them a frigging car. Anywho, I hope you all have a lovely night or day, whatever you get up to. Lady Pegasus, try and stay dry. I also want to say hi to Mary if she watches this on replay. I love you, girl. Um, Thanks to my mods for pointing out you can yell at me when I'm driving. Thanks for playing the Guess Sunny's middle name game. You have an amazing day too, Nada. Have a lovely day, everyone in chat. Thank you too to anyone that watches the replay and gets to the end. Good on you. I've got a statistic that 27% of my active viewing audience aren't actually subscribed. Hit the subscribe button, Groovers. Help a girl out. We want to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, and not by going live and talking drama, because I've discovered how quickly you get subs doing that. No, I don't wear the makeup like they wear today at all. We FaceTimed with my sister and niece yesterday. They're in quarantine in Perth at the moment, and Lily was like doing her makeup and hair at 14 and then just looked like a little supermodel. I was like, fuck, I wore mascara for the first time in my life to my year 12 formal and lip gloss. It wasn't until I went to America that I started wearing makeup because everyone in my high school wore it. I was like, fuck, because in Tassie, nope, we weren't allowed to wear makeup to school. No. I just had a tiny drop of coffee on my keep cup and it went down. And luckily, I've got a striped top on that's got like brown, white, and navy blue. It's very retro. The coffee landed on the brown. Thank you, universe. It avoided the white. Oh my God, I've got some sunny fluff on my jeans. That's the sort of law firm I work for, guys. It's a jeans firm. I mean, not all the time. If I've got to go to court, I've got to get a little bit more dressed up, but days in the office, jeans and a nice top, which I think makes lawyers far more approachable for their clients. I know, good shot, huh? Direct hit straight onto the brown bit. Perfect. Love you guys. So does Sunny Biscuit. She does. She loves everybody. And we will chat again soon. But remember, if you're out and about on the YouTubes, if you witness poor etiquette, maybe we should start saying something, like, could you maybe stop talking over each other? No, I can't be bothered, especially if it's a channel I don't care about. Just gives me another reason to not watch them. I know, Lady Pegasus, it was a direct hit on the brown stripe. On that note, this little piggy is logging off. Have a great day, everyone. Compliment a stranger today. It'll make a difference to them, I promise you. And you'll feel better as well.
Till next time, this is Traces of Nuts. Goodbye, world.